Dr. Ronak Mousavi Zamani works in a hospital in western Tehran that has been inundated with coronavirus patients. She says this section of hospital was constructed in only 6 days in February as part of Iran's emergency response to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, 10 months into this pandemic, she describes the psychological pressure associated with her job.
I fear for my own health and also fear that I might transmit the virus to my loved. We also see patients in critical conditions. That is really painful. I am constantly anxious about whether I will or I won't get the virus. And if I did contract, it would be transferred to the ICU.
Iran hit record-high coronavirus numbers in November. Many fear that if the disease is not contained soon, the medical system will get overstretched. The hospital's CEO says the United States sanctions on Iran's banking sector make it very difficult for Tehran to buy medical supplies, despite Washington claiming medicines are exempt from sanctions. The combination of sanctions over Iran's nuclear program and the economic ramifications of the pandemic have made life much harder for ordinary Iranians. The value of its currency has hit record lows, and more people have been pushed into poverty.
This has been unprecedented in our country's history regarding the economic pressure. The pressure that started 2 years ago intensified last year and will further intensify this year. Today, the harshest economic pressure is inflicted on our dear country, and the most dangerous disease has engulfed the whole world.
But the economy and COVID-19 were not the only crises that Iran faced. 3 days into 2020, Iran's most revered general, Major General Qasem Soleimani, was assassinated in a U.S. drone strike near Baghdad airport. Iran responded with a missile attack against a U.S. base in Iraq that injured dozens of American soldiers.
These are turning points in history. These days built history, and they are not ordinary days. That a certain force and a certain nation has the power and the psychological capability to slap the face of an arrogant and bullying power in the world in such a way shows that the hand of God is involved.
But this was not the only assassination. In November, top Iranian nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was killed when his car was ambushed outside of Tehran. Iran blamed Israel and vowed retaliation. With the Trump administration leaving the White House in January, the maximum pressure campaign against Iran may soon be over. President-elect Joe Biden is keen to rejoin Iran's nuclear deal. And Tehran has responded that it will return to its commitments if other signatories do the same. Reza Hatami, TRT World, Tehran.